Halo Mbak, jadi
Hai,
teman-teman yang nonton video ini perkenalkan ada Mbak, boleh memperkenalkan diri?
Tiana.
Ya, sebagai
Ah?
di sana sebagai apa? Lagi ngapain?
Oh, kita mau ngobrol-ngobrol soal permasalahan demonstrasi yang terjadi di Minnesota khususnya, dan kejadian yang menyebabkan demonstrasinya ricu dan sebagainya.
Ya, jadi Mbak Tiana ini adalah mahasiswa Indonesia yang sedang belajar di US, tepatnya di kota mana Mbak?
Oh, aku di Seattle 10 jam setengah dari Minneapolis.
Berarti deket ya.
Minnesota. Ya.
Universitas apa?
Oh, Universitas Saint Cloud State University.
Oke. Sama sebelahnya boleh dikenalin?
Uh, so ini Cody Greenwood. Dia tinggalnya di Grand Rapids dan kerjanya di Minneapolis. Jadi kalau untuk situasi yang terjadi sekarang, dia lebih tahu sebenarnya.
Oh,
Jadi
jadi dia emang
makanya,
kerja di Minneapolisnya?
ya, dia kerja di Minneapolis.
Wow, oke.
Possible that you work in Minneapolis.
Oke. Oke, Dan. Jadi nih, Mbak sebagai mahasiswa Indonesia gitu, dan ternyata sekarang lagi ada kondisi yang ya berbeda, memanas gitu ya. Apa yang Mbak rasain sekarang tuh kondisinya?
Agak gimana ya? Ini tahun pertama ya di Amerika
Ah,
dan udah terkena yang namanya corona, terus
oh
tambah
iya.
lagi dengan permasalahan ini. Jadi kayak mix feeling aja gitu. Jadi kayak ya marah, marah sama sedih. Kok bisa nyawa seseorang dengan mudahnya menghilang dan sanksi yang diberikan itu terlalu sangat ringan, tapi ya disappointed juga karena kenapa demonstrasi bisa menyebabkan kericuhan. Ya macam-macam sih mas, kayak terlalu banyak yang
Ya, I
apa nggak
see.
bisa diungkap ya.
Tapi sebenarnya kronologi awalnya tuh kayak gimana sih?
Jadi kronologinya itu dari George Floyd itu ditangkap, itu berdasarkan dari salah satu uh, what you call it salah satu orang tokoh yang mengatakan kalau misalnya George Floyd melakukan forgery check. Jadi itu juga ada fakta, bukan fakta sih, ada banyak cerita yang lain gitu. Jadi sebenarnya kenapa bisa ditangkap itu apakah karena uang palsu ataupun cek yang palsu ataupun karena cek yang tanda tangannya itu belum pasti, itu kayak kita masih belum tahu, sebenarnya apa yang terjadi sebenarnya, kenapa bisa sampai ditangkap. uh, jadi pas ditangkap si polisi mengatakan kalau kalau si George Floyd melakukan tindakan yang tidak, how can I say it in, that he doesn't work together, like he tried to resist the police. Ya, jadi kayak
Menyangkal gitu ya.
jadi
George Floyd-nya itu menyangkal atau gimana?
lebih ke kayak resist, like physically resisting. Jadinya karena George Floyd-nya, karena policeman say katanya is resisting, Jadi polisi melakukan more pushing ya untuk George Floyd-nya. Sedangkan kalau kita ngelihat di video kamera yang ditangkap oleh bystander orang yang pejalan kaki itu nggak seperti itu gitu. George Floyd-nya dia working together with the police, like he doesn't resist on he doesn't like we don't look him do anything.
Nggak melawan gitu ya?
Ya, tidak melawan. Dia tidak melawan polisi. Jadi ketika dianya itu ada di, kan bisa ngeliat di video ya, mereka dia ada di aspal, habis itu dipining sama si policeman. Itu jadinya jadi pertanyaan, kenapa dipining sedangkan dia tidak melawan gitu. Dan dari permasalahan itu dia tidak sadarkan diri, habis itu dibawa ke rumah sakit, tapi ternyata di rumah sakit juga tidak bisa diselamatkan. Nah, dari situ orang-orang pada melakukan memorable sih, kayak ya datang untuk mengenang, sama juga demonstrasi. Cuman untuk demonstrasinya sendiri banyak yang ini juga sih, banyak ceritanya, maksudnya banyak cerita ala A, cerita ala B, cerita ala C, jadi nggak jelas nih yang mana. Tapi ya yang pasti para demonstran pengennya untuk polisi yang telah membunuh si George Floyd itu dihukum berat, karena waktu kejadian itu George Floyd, polisi yang membunuh George Floyd dan teman-temannya hanya dihukum pemecatan. Jadi hanya sebatas pemecatan tanpa ada hukuman yang lebih layak, karena istilahnya dia membunuh orang kan, tapi dia hanya dipecat doang. Itu yang membuat orang-orang ini marah. Ada nyawa yang melayang tapi hanya dipecat. Jadinya orang-orang pengennya injustice for George Floyd ya, pengennya. Untuk sekarang polisi yang telah membunuh George Floyd itu udah masih dalam pengadilan. Dan case-nya itu untuk level 3, which is menurut demonstran itu masih termasuk yang rendah. Jadi mereka pengen setidaknya level 2.
Apa tuh maksudnya level?
Ya, karena level 3 istilahnya mereka bisa dapat tenure. Kalau di Indonesia mungkin kayak apa sih?
Remisi
kayak
ya? Pemotongan.
Ya, pemotongan. Sedangkan istilahnya dia juga dari pihak kepolisian kan. Ya, istilahnya dimainkan, mungkin bisa dimainkan atau mana. Jadi mereka pengennya levelnya ya dinaikkan lagi. Bukan hanya di level 3.
Nah, dari yang demonstran itu sebenarnya ada yang mengorganisir nggak sih? Atau emang masing-masing aja tuh protes tuh?
Aku nggak tahu juga ya, but like people are being organized in the demonstrations for the church.
Yeah, I believe people are organized. There are peaceful protesters, and then there are people who are rioting, and there are people who are looting. There are two different classes. Our people were back last night. There was a peaceful organized protest sure they can tell in Minneapolis is brutal.
Mas Faisal ini kalau misalnya di sini terlalu berisik, kita bisa balik ke kamar sih.
But it's okay, I
Kalau
think. Jelas kok.
masih
Iya,
jelas.
jelas. Nah,
Jadi ada dua versi untuk demonstrasinya. Satu itu yang damai, satu itu tipe A itu damai, tipe B
Oke.
itu yang buat anarkis. Ya, jadi sangat disayangkan.
Itu ada dampak secara langsung nggak sih? Katanya kan ada yang penjarahan seperti itu terjadi nggak di lingkungan Mbak itu?
Di Sentual khususnya, kalau untuk di sini sih enggak sih. Kemarin saya ada pergi ke memorialnya George Floyd di Lake George, dan kita aman sih, kita damai. Jadi cuman ya datang, tabur bunga, gitu. Jadi istilahnya untuk di beberapa wilayah itu damai. Tapi tetap di beberapa wilayah lain itu berakhir ricuh. Yang sebenarnya kita nggak tahu salah siapa, karena balik lagi ada orang yang mengambil gambar dan video kalau ada polisi yang juga bergerak di demonstrasi. Dan itu buat orang jadi bingung, ini sebenarnya yang menggerakkan anarkisme ini siapa gitu.
Iya. Sampai ya banyak berita macem-macem lah gitu kan. Yang
Iya,
reporter diserang juga. Reporter diserang polisi itu kalau nggak salah. Ada beritanya.
Ya mungkin karena ini ya permasalahan polisi dengan kaum sipil di sini lumayan lama, karena mereka abuse their power. Jadi untuk ketika si polisi itu mempining George Floyd, sebenarnya itu tidak ada di dalam
SOP gitu. Prosedurnya.
Iya, SOP-nya polisi ya. Jadi kalau misalnya bilang, oh itu nggak ada SOP, dan orang dan juga tertuduh juga tidak melakukan tindakan melawan gitu kan. Jadi kenapa harus dipining sampai beberapa lama gitu. Dan untuk ya permasalahan ini sih mungkin ya karena memuncak ya, karena istilahnya ini bukan permasalahan baru. Kejadian orang kulit hitam istilahnya meninggal di tangan polisi itu udah banyak, ataupun orang kulit hitam yang cuman istilahnya jogging doang. Aku nggak tahu itu tahun kemarin atau you know the stories about the black man who just do jogging and then suddenly shot.
Arbery. Yeah.
Aubrey.
So
When was it?
the story came into public quite a few about a month ago when the arrest was happening. I believe it was about 2 months ago.
Ya, jadi istilahnya permasalahan rasisme, di mana kulit hitam itu menjadi korban itu banyak. Jadi misalnya kayak tahun ini juga beberapa bulan yang lalu itu ada seorang kulit hitam yang lagi jogging dan tiba-tiba ditembak sama anak dan bapaknya. karena mereka mengira kalau orang itu adalah orang yang mencuri di rumah mereka dulu. Jadi istilahnya demonstrasi ini seperti mewakili permasalahan yang ada di sebelum-sebelumnya. Cuman ini sekarang puncaknya aja.
Memuncak. Ya tadi nembak itu polisi juga atau bukan? Warga sipil.
Itu orang sipil. Iya. Dan juga kayak ada juga video. I think Amy Cooper. Do you know Amy Cooper? So there is a story about Amy Cooper. So there is a woman walking with her dog, and then she just not unleash the dog. So the dog is unleashed, which is not in rule in the park. It's like if you go to the park, you have to leash your dog.
Okay.
A black man who tried to convince the woman to release a dog, and then suddenly the woman feels offended, and then she just like, I will call the cop and tell you that you are threatened. Jadi kayak si wanitanya merasa ini ya, enggak
terancam gitu.
Ya, terus dia bilang, aku telepon 911 dan bilang kalau kamu itu threatening me. Jadi di situ tuh kayak terlihat kayak apa ya, orang kulit hitam dianggap lebih jahat gitu, dan mudah disangka jahat, mudah disangka jahat. Kalau misalnya ada orang bilang, oh dia nyakitin aku misalnya, orang akan mudah percaya karena itu kulit hitam misalnya. Jadi itu rasisme yang ada sih di sini.
Wah, ternyata jadi ini nggak cuman baru awal ya, jadi ini adalah akumulasi dari kejadian-kejadian sebelumnya gitu.
Jadi akumulasi, jadi juga permasalahan ketika kalau untuk Amerika kan emang semua orang boleh mempunyai senjata ya. Jadi permasalahannya kalau misalnya kamu kena tilang dan polisi menuju mobilmu, terus kalau tangan tidak ada di depan setir tapi di belakang, kalau kamu orang kulit hitam kemungkinan besar akan mudah terluka. Walaupun yang kamu ambil itu dompet. Karena polisi akan mengira kalau kamu mau ngambil senjata ya. Jadi di sini seperti itu. Yang kejadian seperti itu itu lebih banyak terjadi sih. Penilangan yang akhirnya berujung kematian.
Dan kalau yang Mbak tahu apakah ini ya cuman di beberapa tempat, apa emang banyak terjadi di banyak tempat gitu? Kan ada kota besar juga, ada rural area juga kan di US.
Untuk kejadian polisi nilang ataupun abuse their power to the black people. You mean?
Yeah.
That it's happened like across all of the United States or the policemen abusing it.
Yeah, it's not just black people, it's towards people of color in general. The fact is, yes, police officers across America are very corrupt and they do abuse power towards any color.
Alright. So like, what do you think about this situation?
Well, my personal opinion is, obviously it's crushing and disheartening to see, for me, that racism is still alive in the the U.S. and we're in the year 2020, and that I don't believe that it should be it should be completely eradicated. We shouldn't have people hating towards other people for the color of their skin,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I believe this is not the first instance of the Minneapolis Police Department um, being showing police brutality towards citizens of Minneapolis. And frankly, a lot of the citizens of Minneapolis and the surrounding areas are just sick of it. And the fact is, um, Black people are more subjected to this type of brutality,
Mm.
which is unfortunate. It's sad. It's frustrating. It angered a lot of people, and this is why what's happening right now is happening. And a lot of things that the media, the news will show you are the people looting and burning buildings and destruction and stuff like that. But what they won't show you is there are still peaceful protests. There are people who don't buy into the destruction of buildings and the destruction of stores. And there are a lot of people who, in fact, the next day they'll go out and they'll clean up the mess that was made,
Mm.
and they will peacefully protest. And this is not. The fact is, the people who are protesting are not the enemy here, and we are just tired of this brutality from police in general, and not just in Minneapolis, but throughout the entire U.S. There are riots throughout the U.S. and protests, not just riots, but yeah, protests as well, peaceful protests throughout the U.S. right now, from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South. They're all over because we, as a people, not just Black people, not just white people, not just any one race, everyone is sick of the brutality by the police.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with that. That what I see that the media do not show the good part of the protests, right? They always show the destruction, always a bad situation about. Mm.
Which is unfortunate. And yeah, like I had told Tiana earlier, I said that even last night at about midnight, there were thousands of people peacefully protesting through Dinkytown, Minneapolis, and they were just marching. There was no destruction, there was no looting, there was no fires through that part of town. Yes, there were fires on other parts of town. There was destruction. I'm not gonna say there wasn't,
Mm.
and there was, but the fact is there are still peaceful protests out there, and the people who are protesting this are not all about destroying the town and eating animals.
Yeah.
Jadi balik lagi ada beberapa tipe dari pendemo, ada yang damai, which is really good. Ada juga yang provokator, yang akhirnya membuat suasana jadi tidak kondusif.
And like, what do you hope in the future? And do you have any like idea or solution to solve this problem?
Well, for me, the fact is, so what I would like to see come out of this is hopefully a change within the police department, not just the Minneapolis Police Department, but throughout the U.S., where the police cannot keep getting away with things like this. And it's a system of, it's just, the best way I can put it is they are basically, they think they're bigger than anything. They think that they're untouchable and that they can get away with anything. And I don't agree with that. They're human just like you or me. And
Yeah.
the fact is that just because they have a badge and a gun doesn't mean that they should be bigger than either of us. I believe they are here to protect and serve, and they are not upholding that. They're not doing their duty by protecting and serving.
Ya, jadi emang istilahnya untuk permasalahan ini sering terjadi dan kebanyakan yang terjadi adalah tidak adanya sanksi yang berat dikenakan untuk polisi itu sendiri. Jadi balik lagi waktu kejadian George Floyd, polisinya hanya disanksi pemecatan, which is membuat orang marah karena George Floyd tidak melawan dan masih belum terbukti apakah melakukan kejahatan atau tidak, dan dia harus meninggal dengan cara seperti itu. Jadi orang-orang pada marah. Balik lagi kalau misalnya tidak ada video yang melihatkan kejadian tersebut, mungkin si polisinya bisa berkata kalau George Floyd melawan dan mereka bisa bebas dan tetap bisa bekerja sebagai polisi. Untungnya kejadian itu direkam dan membuat orang sadar, kejadian sebenarnya seperti ini loh. Makanya untuk kebanyakan juga orang berwarna ya, sih bilangnya, mereka memasang kayak video kamera di mobilnya hanya untuk jaga-jaga kalau misalnya ada kejadian seperti ini, karena polisi bisa aja berkata kalau dia self defense, jadi mereka bisa tidak dapat sanksi apapun.
I see. Iya. Ya justru ya dengan ada videonya memang ya jelas buktinya ya. Tapi ya yang George Floyd ini sangat menyedihkan gitu kan. Sampai dia manggil mamanya.
Iya. Banget menyedihkan sih. Kita melihat seseorang yang detik-detik kematian seseorang dan
yang harusnya nggak terjadi gitu ya.
Iya, dan itu dilakukan oleh polisi yang sebenarnya harusnya menjaga masyarakat. Iya.
So ada kayak mungkin ada penjelasan kali Mbak dari Mbak buat teman-teman yang di Indonesia kan masih bingung sebenarnya nih kondisinya tuh gimana sih, dan mereka jadi berspekulasi apa sih sebenarnya yang terjadi gitu kan.
Untuk di sini,
Iya.
sebenarnya kalau saya bisa bilang orang Amerika itu mereka sangat cinta damai dan sangat berpikiran luas. Jadi makanya untuk demonstrasi yang berakhir ricu, sebenarnya itu ada pertanyaan, kenapa bisa berakhir ricu? Karena mereka kalau udah konser ataupun apapun, itu nggak ada yang namanya ricu. Jadi sebenarnya jangan melihat dari televisi ya, kalau ricuhan nih, ini Amerika nggak aman nih. Enggak, kalau menurut saya orang Amerika itu lebih damai, mereka cinta damai. Jadi balik lagi kita masih belum tahu kenapa provokator ini siapa, karena bisa jadi ada beberapa pihak yang lain kan, kita nggak tahu. Jadi untuk saya sendiri sekarang di sini sih aman-aman aja, untuk SoundCloud ya, karena masih 1,5 jam dari Minneapolis. Kalau untuk Minneapolis sendiri, how is Minneapolis right now? Like how businesses like that?
Right now, Lake Street businesses are typically Lake Street is blocked off by both police and National Guard. It was as of yesterday, and there are a lot of businesses that are damaged down there. Some were set on fire. There was Target on Lake Street was looted, broken into. There were fires. I don't believe there was any extensive fire damage. I know that AutoZone was broken into by what is believed, there are no confirmed reports, but what is believed to be a St. Paul police officer who was inciting riots in there, and a fire was started there, and the AutoZone exploded. And then there were the Minnehaha liquor store on Lake Street was also looted. I believe that was the first store to be looted, and I believe a day or two later it was set on fire and burned down. Last night, the post office on Nicollet was burned down, was set on fire. I don't know the extent of the damage from the fires, but I know it was set on fire. The Minneapolis 3rd Precinct was set on fire and extensively damaged.
Wow.
Because the police were moved from it by the mayor of Minneapolis. So it basically was a sacrificial lamb, so to speak. But yep, so that was burned, and there have been extensive fires throughout the city, but from what I understand, I don't believe there are any burning as of right now, but I'm not 100% sure of the extent of what's going on down there right now. If I were to guess, I would say there are probably peaceful protests on Lake Street still. That's about this time yesterday is what was going on. But as far as I know, the chaotic part, so to speak, doesn't typically happen until the sun goes down.
Ya. Jadi kalau masih siang gini aman. Masalahnya kalau udah malam itu banyak yang diusik kalau ya kalau malam. Do you think there's anyone who died from the demonstration?
So right now, throughout the country, there have been words of some deaths. I know there was at least 1 or 2 police officers who died during the protests throughout the country. I haven't heard any confirmed reports of anyone dying in Minneapolis. I know there was a protester who was shot by a shop owner in Minneapolis. I'm not 100% sure if he lived or died, but I was told that he was shot. But last I had heard he was being treated. This was about 2 or 3 days ago, so I'm not 100% sure what his condition is.
Wow. Yeah, so I hope, like, I wish everything will be better soon, and like there's some like talk, or some people think that it's not like some people think it's not all about cops and black, let's say, but it's they think about all over America is racist. What do you think about it, and how do you respond to it?
Right. And right now, I mean, it's you're right. It's not. I don't believe it is all about cops and citizens right now. Um, there was already a lot of tension between governments and the civilians because of the coronavirus lockdowns and stuff like that. And I'm sure now, because there has been violence between police and citizens, that has elevated it to an extent. Because when you're already tense with someone, that's going to cause that tension to tighten even more, and eventually people just snap. And thing is, there are the death of George Floyd. It was horrific. I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen the video, it was horrific. I was left in shock when I saw it. There
Yeah.
was no way that this was needed or warranted. There's no. He should not have died. He should not. He should not have even been arrested. The thing is, like, the arresting officer was totally outside his limits, and I do believe that he should be arrested and, at least in my opinion, charged with second-degree murder. I believe the other 3 officers should be arrested and charged with accessory to murder, and that's just my opinion. And I'm sure people will agree, and I'm sure people will disagree, but that's just my opinion because this was not needed. George Floyd did not have to die, and George Floyd should not have even been arrested. He should never have been put in that situation.
Jadi selama aku di sini, selama aku udah hampir setahun ya di Amerika, aku masih belum nemu sih orang yang rasis. Jadi istilahnya kalau dibilang orang Amerika itu rasisnya, itu enggak benar. Jadi kalau misalnya harus dibilang persentasenya itu kecil banget kalau untuk mereka yang rasis. Karena aku banyak banget ketemu sama orang-orang yang sangat berpikiran luas yang juga memperjuangkan hak-hak orang-orang berkulit warna color. Jadi di sini bisa dibilang I have talked to him about living in America, and there is one sentence that you told me about, like living in America is the best for kalau kamu memilih untuk tinggal di sebuah negara dengan berjuta macam orang, itu Amerika. Kalau ngerti maksudnya, ya, karena di sini kita berkumpul dari seluruh negara. Di sini berkumpul seluruh negara yang ada di dunia. Jadi istilahnya, kalaupun kita harus memilih negara yang mempunyai wawasan luas dan mempunyai hak asasi manusia yang dijunjung tinggi, Amerika aku masih bilang Amerika.
Ya, setuju sih. Selama ini juga aku belum pernah ketemu yang rasis sih. Alhamdulillahnya aman.
Iya. Banyak kejadian seperti ini, banyak orang juga yang berkulit putih yang ikut demo karena mereka menganggap itu kejahatan kemanusiaan, bukan lagi soal ras, sekali kejahatan kemanusiaan.
Oke, wah makasih banyak nih penjelasan dan pemaparannya dari Mbak Tiana dan Mas Cody ya. Oke, jadi ya gitu teman-teman, kejelasan dari mahasiswa Indonesia yang sedang kuliah di sana dan juga Mas Cody yang sebagai kerja langsung di kota Minneapolisnya. Oke. Jadi jangan langsung berpikiran bahwa wah langsung Amerika tuh seluruhnya rasis, enggak gitu. Karena ini yang memang banyak sejarahnya ya kalau kita tarik ke belakang tuh tentang ya berbagai macam hal gitu yang melatar belakangi hal ini. Karena benar gitu. Di sini banyak terdiri dari berbagai macam orang, plural dan banyak juga yang akulturasi gitu.
Dimana lagi ketemu negara yang punya berbagai macam jenis suku negara di sini. Aku rasa ya sangat ini ya, terbuka istilahnya. Dan ya, jadi balik lagi sekali lagi, kalau misalnya di Amerika itu emang sangat disayangkan kalau kejadian ini terjadi, tapi aku percaya banyak juga demonstran yang kita damai yang berdemo di luar sana tanpa ada kerusakan satupun. Hanya saja media hanya spotlight yang kerusakannya saja. Like this.
Oke, last confirm. Jadi Mbak di sana aman kan dengan kondisi saat ini? Dan juga mahasiswa dan orang-orang Indonesia di sana aman kan?
Ya kita aman untuk. Jadi sekarang untuk review di Minnesota sendiri itu sampai jam 8 malam ya. Jadi jam 8 malam itu dimohon untuk tidak keluar. Khususnya untuk mahasiswa di sini juga KJRI-nya juga udah menghubungi, ya memberitahukan, menganjurkan untuk tidak keluar untuk beberapa saat ini waktu malam. Karena banyak kan kejadian untuk kerusuhan ini kan terjadi pada malam hari.
Oke deh, ada yang mau disampaikan lagi Mbak?
Udah sih kayaknya tanya deh. Do you have something in mind that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think the only thing really I'd like to add is just like, fact is that what these protests are about is the police need to stop killing black citizens and other citizens that are people of color unjustly, and then being given what I would call slap on the wrist, while, you know, other people. And then another person, for example, a few years back, there was a cop who was a person of color, and he shot a white woman accidentally, and he was given 12 and a half years for manslaughter. And Derek Chauvin, he was charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter, which, if he's sentenced, he could serve a maximum of 40 years, but I would not see him serving that at all. The fact is, I believe that police in this country need to be held accountable for their actions, and people just need to stop being killed.
I agree with that.
Dan kalau kita lihat lagi ya, kalau untuk kerusuhan nih, tidak ada. I think there's no policeman to like, hitting the demonstrate protester.
There's there have been no police officers hitting protesters with nightsticks or anything like that, but from what I understand, the first night of the protests, there was a memorial for George Floyd in Minneapolis in front of the store where he was killed, Cup Foods, and what had started out as a memorial, people marched peacefully to the 3rd Precinct on Lake Street. And what had happened from there was police began macing and shooting canisters of tear gas and rubber bullets into crowds of protesters, which essentially the best analogy I can come up with for that is hitting a beehive with a stick. When you hit a beehive with a stick, it's going to cause bees to swarm. When you start shooting tear gas and macing and rubber bullets into a group of protesters where they're peacefully protesting for someone who's unjustly killed, these protests are going to escalate, and that's the problem. You can't expect people to be peaceful when you're tear gassing them, when you're gassing them, and when you are shooting them with rubber bullets. And from what I understand, the second day, as soon as the protesters started arriving and protesting, they were already shooting smoke bombs and tear gas at the crowds. So this is totally unwarranted. I mean, I can understand being upset and being angry. I can understand the anger from the protesters that has caused these riots. I can understand why the people are so angry. And what I don't understand is why the police felt it was necessary to start macing innocent protesters who were peacefully protesting, which is what shook it up, so to speak. And again, I'll just reiterate that I believe that the police, again, should be held accountable for their actions, and I hope to see justice served here.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ya, thank you so much for your sharing with us. Ya, makasih juga Mbak, supaya ini
Yes.
jadi video yang bisa memperjelas buat teman-teman yang nonton nih, dan tahu juga kabar terbaru mengenai situasi saat ini. Oke.
Sama-sama. Semoga aja semuanya aman. Dan aku yakin semua orang pengennya berjalan dengan lancar.
Oke, begitu. Ya, terima kasih Mbak, terima kasih Mas. Oke, sekian video kali ini. Dadah.